Yo, 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 what up, peeps? Oh. Well, I'm gonna listen to music, actually. I'm not putting my headphones in. Sorry about that. I was on the phone with my mom. She called. Of course she did, because she always likes to call like right when I start streaming. She usually does, but no. I started streaming, I noticed I had a missed call from her, so I called her back, like right before I started streaming, and of course, like she called back, so I expected her, but it's partly my fault. We got like a red slicer, that's like that nano dragon drop. It's weird because like that's like rarer than like anything like we've been hunting recently. It's kind of like ironic we got that before we got like the 3 drops that we actually need. Yeah. Yeah, Jake. Adelo. I got furloughed again, so I planned a trip, and I'm car camping on the trip, which I've never done before. So I've been like trying to set that up the past few days, and it's basically set up. I need to buy some black fabric for like the window covers, just to make them like not stick out as much. And then I need to extend like this curtain that I have. But no, like I was like basically like all set up to go like tomorrow, because I can do that stuff like within a day. Well, Monday morning. Like it should have been set up completely tomorrow. So I was gonna go on Monday, and then I put my mattress in there, and it does not fit because I ordered the wrong size mattress, like a dum-dum. So I ordered the new mattress, and it's supposed to be here on Thursday. So hence like the update. It's basically like I was actually telling my mom like this story, but like the whole issue is that like I watched this guide from this guy that's like does like the same thing. He did it for I think 440 days straight or something like that, like a long fucking time. And I didn't realize like that so like the Civic is basically the same car for like the past like 10 years. The Civic hatchback, on the other hand, has changed lately, and like that's like where like I basically ran in like a lot of troubles. Is he has like I think a 2021 or 2022 Civic hatchback, and mine's a 24, and like it got changed like in that meantime. So like his like curtain setup that he has, I can't do because I don't have like the rear hooks that he has. I gotta turn around somehow. Like the rear hooks, like on like the rear window, which he uses like for like an anchor for like his curtain setup. I don't have those, and I don't want to modify my car because it's like, you know, nice car, and new car and everything like that. So I had to like go like a different route and do like window covers. But so it's been like a kind of like a mess, like making like a hybrid setup between his setup and like my own setup, basically. And even then, I don't think I'm gonna have like all the storage room he has. I don't think that's possible with my setup. But yeah, oh. Yeah, like the trip is I'm going out west. I'm going to the Grand Canyon, then to Vegas, and then to Los Angeles, and up the west coast of California. Yeah, I mean, like that's like the concern, right? Like, but really, like you think about it, anytime you park your car anywhere, there's that concern that someone's going to poke around. I mean, it's still going to be like locked. It's not like it's just going to like leave it unlocked like when I'm sleeping in it or whatever. And like they call it like stealth camping, because like a lot of time the people that do it, like they're parking like in like parking lots or like in the residential streets and stuff like that, like where, you know, in a parking lot, like a mall parking lot or whatever, like there's security cameras, right? So it's pretty unlikely that someone's gonna, you know, try to break in your car like in a place like that. But yeah, up the west coast of California, stopping in San Francisco. And then continue up the west coast. And then like State Route 1 basically goes away from like the west coast. And there's this national park. Technically there's two national parks, but the one on the east side is like the one I'm going to. It's like the Redwood State Park. Goes to the big ass trees. And then from there, it's like going east to Salt Lake City, Utah. Or I'm sorry, to the Bonneville Salt Flats, which is on the way to Salt Lake City. And then go north to Ogden, Utah, which is like where they had like the famous Disc Golf World Championship where the Holy Shot happened. Like the whole trip idea started like 15 years ago, at least, because I saw a picture of Big Sur. I thought it was like over in like Norway or some shit, and like it's gorgeous. Like it's gotta be like the best looking thing like in the United States. Like if you like cliffs and like water and ocean and stuff like that. So like I was like, I have to go out there and then like base like the whole coastal highway of California is like that. Like it's pretty flat like on the southern part, and it gets like hillier and hillier like the further north you go. So Big Sur, I believe, is south of San Francisco. I could be wrong about that, but that's like another thing that's 100% gonna happen. Honestly, I'm like not even like worried about like the whole privacy thing, because like the whole idea is like that you're really only like sleeping and driving your car, right? Like you're not using it like as like a hotel or whatever. Like, you know, you're gonna stop and get food, and then like you're stopping at like attractions, you know, like stuff that you want to see. So it's like... my whole thing is like, why spend, you know, $50 for a shitty hotel, or like up to $200 for like a decent hotel, when you're like literally only like want to be sleeping in the sleeping, like that's it, like, you know, sleeping and maybe showering and eating a breakfast buffet. Is that like worth $200? Like to sleep in like a queen size bed instead of like a smaller bed, and then like, you know, AC. Like think about that for a sec. Like, so like I plan on being out for like a month basically, okay? $50 at a cheap hotel. Like, that's the cheap end. Like, that's like, you're talking like the shitty ones, like where crime's happening and you're gonna hear sirens, you're gonna hear people like arguing. You know, you have like the chance of bed bugs and like all that like nonsense. Times 30. That's $1,500. And like, you know, realistically, like, you know, some places they don't even have hotels that cheap, right? So like realistically, you're talking like $2,000 minimum just on hotels for a month. Like, I don't know. I can deal with like not having the same comforts for that price. And meanwhile, I spent like $200 modifying, you know, making my car sleepable. The other thing too is I plan on stopping at a few disc golf courses, but De La Viega, Golden State Park, Elk Grove, and then obviously like the one they call it the Fort out in Ogden, Utah. Also, how the hell have you been? I haven't talked to you in forever. Every once in a while I'll send you memes on Discord, but I'll talk to you at Greg's engagement party, whatever you want to call it, wedding, reception type deal. You get married yet? I know you were dating that girl for quite a while. Engaged! Oh shit, Jade! Congratulations. I felt pretty awkward at that engagement party. I don't really talk to like anyone there. Except for like Greg. And like really like You know, obviously Greg's got being pulled side to side, all sorts of people, so... That's like how a lot of people do it nowadays. Like the whole, like, I think the whole idea of like a wedding's kind of like outdated, you know? Like the whole like big ceremony, like the cost of it was just like gone up and up and up. And like, even like back in the day, people just used to go like in debt, like for their wedding. And they're like, oh, it's fine though, you know, because we're gonna get like wedding gifts and it's gonna pay for it. And it's just like it never does. And also, like, that's kind of, like, weird to assume that other people are gonna pay for your wedding, basically. A lot of people do it for, like, family, too. Like, you know, if, like, sometimes, like, the dad or whatever will pay, like, a lot for, like, the bride. That's, like, how, like, you know, my dad, like, he remarried, and, you know, that's how he did it, and, like, my brother, and my mom, like, all of them, like, you know, just... Or, like, a lot of people do, like, a big engagement party, but then still do like a small wedding, like just like family basically. That happened back when I was at Dave & Buster's. I had a friend do that. We went to like McCormick and Schmidt's, which I don't know if they're still open, but it was like a steakhouse down in Easton. And it's like one of those places like where you pay $60 for a steak, and like that includes 0 sides. It's like, It's just funny to me, like, cause like I don't know. At one time I was like, like looking at transfers, like to move back to Michigan, and now it's just I'll be there for like a week and be like, yeah, I want to go back home. I miss home. I do like it sucks like being like away from like my brother. I think that's like really like the only thing I really like miss about Michigan. Like it would make me like move back. My brother and my nephews. It's like I was talking to Gibbs the other day, and it's like I've lived here now longer than I lived in Michigan. And the whole time I was like living in Michigan, I didn't like live just in Michigan. You know, I lived in Defiance for 6 months, and then like you know when I was like a small kid, like you know baby. I lived out in like Washington, I lived in Germany. So it's just like my adult cognizant life, I've lived in Ohio for 19 years now. All in Columbus. I just like the city life more, I think. Like driving 30 minutes to go to a movie theater, it's for the birds. It's like, if I drive 30 minutes to go to a movie theater, I have like 8 movie theaters to choose from, you know? And I have like a movie theater, I guess like the closest movie theater is still like 10 minutes away from me, but that's just because I'm like weirdly between like a few of them. But like Chipotle, it's 5 minutes away. Taco Bell, I can like literally walk to Taco Bell. never have actually walked to Taco Bell. I've walked to the gas station that's like kitty corner across the street from Taco Bell. And I've walked to like the little Asian market that's across the street from Taco Bell. No sidewalk, so it's just awkward. And yes, I've contacted the city about putting a sidewalk in. I'm that guy. And they said like I had to get like, you know, a bunch of support basically. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. It's like culture shock going back to like Michigan now. I think that's like the biggest thing. Like, it's not as bad as like going to Arkansas. Like when I go to Arkansas, like it literally feels like they went back in time like 20 years, at least. But like, the majority of Michigan feels like the smaller parts of, like, Ohio. It's like Findlay, you know? Like, Findlay's probably, like, the size of Saginaw. There's, like, bigger... Well, I guess, like, Detroit's bigger. That's probably, like, more like Columbus. I don't know. I don't know. At the same time, I don't think I could like live like in a city like New York or whatever. I think that's like too much city, you know. Like I think Columbus is like kind of like that middle ground because like you know you can still like drive around like in a car. There's parking most of the time. Like those cities, like Nashville's like a good example. Like the few times I've been in Nashville, and like gone to a concert there, you sit there and pay like fucking $25 for parking on a weekend, $30 for parking on a weekend. Stupid. And you're talking 4 hours of parking. Like the most I've ever paid in Columbus for parking is like $20, and that's for like a day of parking, you know? I don't know. I just like want to travel now. Is playing right now. Peaceful Strings Enchanted Disney. We took the title like a while back, and like I've set this up because we were on Deezer for a while, which was like another Spotify alternative. Like they're both Spotify alternatives, and my biggest complaint, like when switching away from Spotify, is that Spotify has this like Discover Weekly thing, and then it has like this like Release Radar, and like those two playlists are like a godsend. Like when like you're trying to like discover like new music. Like one is like music from like artists you know, and like have like actually listened to it in the past, and the one is like, hey, you might like this artist or whatever. But for like whatever reason, like Deezer, allegedly Deezer has something like that, but you have to like listen to Deezer like enough to unlock it, and like we had it for like, I don't know, a few months. I never unlocked it, so. Like open up Tidal like today, and like it's on there now, so I am happy. Dang, that's not bad. It's not as good as mine, but it's not bad. Caffeine update, by the way. I ended up caving yesterday and having caffeine. Did I stream yesterday? I don't remember. I don't think I streamed yesterday. And today I actually brewed coffee because I was stressing out about like the whole trip thing. So technically, I still like have not completed a day without caffeine. I was kind of thinking about that. Like yesterday, I was watching this video. I can't think of her name. I think it's like Rosa or something like that. She does like car camping thing, like in a Honda Element, and like her setup's like really nice, like a lot better than my setup. Like my setup is not meant for like living out of. It's like literally for like, you know, vacationing out of, right? Like she's like living out of her car. But she was sitting there brewing coffee, and I don't know why, it sounded so good. So after like stressing out yesterday, or this morning, and watching that video yesterday, I was just like, you know what? I'm having some coffee. And I do think it helped me out. I was also like, slightly have a headache. Which I don't know if it was like stress related or if it was just like standing out in the cold, like trying to do all this shit, like in the cold. I don't think you can double split if it gets frozen. I don't know if you're still here, Adelo, but I meant to ask you, like at the engagement party, but how did you two meet? I feel like that's like the biggest like hurdle, like with dating nowadays. It's just it's either like, you know, dating apps like sites or which have pretty mixed results for like a lot of people. Oh dear, I'm sorry. I'm just joking. That's convenient. Kinda gotta go around all like the nonsense of the dating apps. I don't know. I've kind of given up like the whole like dating app thing because like I was sitting there like thinking through, and you know I've met. This is like quite a while back, like back before Tinder got bought out by, or was it no? Bumble got bought out by the company that owns Tinder. This is like back before then, to give you an idea. But I went on like 2 dates through Hinge. And, like, they both, like, didn't go well. Let's put it that way. And, but, like, at the same time, like, I've, like, literally never gone, like, a single date through Tinder. And, like, that's a pretty common result for, like, people. Come on, dude, get off the ball. He won't split because he's on the wall. Really? You're gonna walk closer to... Oh my gosh. I don't know how to manipulate this guy. Don't walk towards the fucking... You son of a bitch, dude. If I walk through here, does he reset? No, he just sits there and dances still. Like, he's like literally walking into the wall. There you go. Keep going. Keep going. One more step, buddy. You can do it. He's... Alright, I'll stand here. No! Not that way. You son of a bitch, dude. If I stand over here... I was hoping I would despawn him. He's like wedging himself in the corner more. I'm gonna try to tub. I don't know if this will work either. But yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've had people tell me to try Hinge. Because I've heard, like, Hinge is, like, owned by a different company. Does this health reset? I didn't even think about that. Yay! Look, he split. His health did indeed reset. Like I said, Tinder and Bumble are owned by the same company, and they're basically the same app now. Like, Bumble used to be good. I'll stand by, like, old version Bumble. And then, like, once they got bought out, they made it so, like, the whole thing that Bumble had going for it is that, like, the girl had a message first, right? And, like, a lot of times it's just, hey, you know, whatever. But, like, the whole thing was, like, it stopped the whole ghosting issue. Because, like, girls will, like, match with guys just for, like, basically self-validation, right? Like, they'll be like, oh, I matched this guy, like, on, like, a dating app. I can, you know, match with, like, a guy, like, you know, out in the real world. Or better, you know? Like, better than this guy, or whatever, you know? So, like, Bumble solved that by making the girl message first. Like, they had to actually message, like, hey, and then, like, you know, like, do you sit there and talk? You know? And, they had, like, other stuff, too. Like, I think you could only message, like, twice until they responded or whatever. But yeah, Tinder bought Bumble out, and, like, it just basically became Tinder again. Like, guy messages first 90% of the time, or they comment, like, on a picture, or they comment on, like, these, like, little, like, questions that the girl had. It's like a fucking interview for a job now. There's also, like, I don't really want to get, like, too much into it, because it kind of, like, blurs, like, the line, like, the whole, like, red pill shit, which drives me up the wall. But there's, like, studies about, like, it's like 90% of guys would date a girl that they would consider like a 6.0 out of 10 and up, as long as, like, you know, they had a good personality. Whereas girls, they would, like, that number goes up to like 8.5 or some shit if you want 90% of them. And it's just like, it just, like, both those, like, don't make sense, right? Like, statistically speaking, like, it should be like, you know, 50-50, right? You know, 50% of guys should date a girl like they consider 5.0 and up, right? You know, because that's just basic math. And it makes even less sense, like, when you, like, look at the girl's perspective. But and then, like there have been, like, studies, like, done, like, on, like, the average attractiveness of guys and girls, like, where they'll show pictures, and, like, the average guy was, like, rated below 5.0, whereas, like, the average girl was, like, rated above 5.0. Like, it was, like, 6.2 versus, like, 4.1. Which, again, doesn't make any sense, because, like, statistically speaking, the average is 5 in that situation, right? So, like, half the guys should be rated higher than that, half the guys should be rated lower, like, you know. So there's also, like, the other thing, like, where, like, every single one of those apps has more guys than girls on it. So, like, it's just the girls, like have their whole, you know, pick of the litter. There's, like, that running meme I haven't seen, like, in forever, but, like, it used to be, like, you know, guys Tinder, and, like, you know, he's messaging 20 girls with 0 replies, and meanwhile, like, the girl's, like, getting 20 messages, and she's, like, not replying to any of them. Dude, it's, like, it's a mess, too, because, like, there's been, like, girls, like, at Chipotle where I swear they're, like, into me, because, like, they'll try to make, like, small chat or whatever, and then, like, they always, like, load the fuck up my bowl, you know, and, like, you know, my instinct is, like, they're working, I'm not gonna bother them, right? And then I'll tell people that, and, like, it's kind of like 50-50 of, like, no, you should ask her out. Other people would be like, don't fucking ask someone out like when they're working. They're just being nice because they're working and it's their job. It's just like... So it's like there's like not even a consensus of like dating ethically anymore, I guess. That's what I can put it. And it's like, I get like the whole issue is like some guys don't get like rejected well, but like I feel like that's like the more like target that, that's the issue. I don't know. I'm also like the worst person like when it comes to like picking up on dating cues, like or flirting cues, like in the moment, like where it's like happened like multiple times, like where in retrospect I'd be like, oh, that person was 100% flirting with me, or I'll tell a story and be like, oh yeah, you should have asked her out, and be like, what? I didn't realize like she was into me like that. And I've got 2 stories about this, like to further prove my point. The first is like back when I first moved to Columbus, back in like 2006, 2007-ish, I used to pay my Sprint bill in person because I had Sprint as a cell phone provider. And this girl who I'm paying my bill at, she gives me her number, and she's like, hey, here's my number, like, if you ever need like anything, just, you can text me, and I'll help you out. And like, in retrospect, it seems obvious, right? She's giving me her number because she wants me to text her. Like, in no world, like, would you get, like, a personal number, like, for, like, hey, like, text me, like, if you have a phone case, like, that just doesn't happen. Text my personal number, because I want to upgrade my phone. Like, it seems so obvious in retrospect. And, of course, like, I didn't realize until I told, like, that story to people. And they're like, no, she's flirting with you. I was like, well, I'm interested. I text the number like way late, and of course she doesn't reply. And so I go in there, and try to talk to her. She wants nothing to do with me because, in her mind, I like rejected her by like not texting her, right? And I wish there was a happy ending story. There's not. So like that was one situation. Another situation, I was at Kroger getting groceries, and making small chat with like the cashier, and the guy standing in line behind me kind of does that, and I think he's pissed off because like I'm like just taking like too much time or whatever, so I like hurry up and like get out of there, and the guy like catches up to me in the parking lot, and I'm like I'm happy just because pleasant conversation, whatever. And he's like, why didn't you ask for a number, man? What are you doing? And I was like, what? And he's like, she's clearly flirting with you. And I was like, oh my god, she wasn't she? So of course, like I tried going back there like multiple times, and I never saw her again. It's like, so like my point is like in the moment, like I'm like the worst person like when it comes to like picking up on those like dating, like the flirting cues. It's also happened like the other way though, I guess, like where like I thought people were flirting with me and like they're just like a flirty person, like they flirt with everyone. They're not trying to date or whatever. That's just how they are. So I think it's like navigating a wire maze, right? Or whatever it's called. Anyways, my point is, don't ever ask for dating advice from me. I'm not the person for dating advice. I give you relationship advice. I've done that, like fairly successfully in the past. But, yeah. I also don't like giving like relationship advice anymore because like I don't like to know about people's relationships, like the inner details of it, like you know like the issues they have or whatever. Because it used to happen at work like that Dave Buster's all the time, where like a couple of people, and then like of course like I meet like their partner, and it's just like all I can think of is all like this shit that like not shit, but like you know all the issues they've had. A lot of times it's just like, you know, they need like an outside perspective, right? You know, they're like so focused on like looking at it from like one angle that they don't see like the issue. That's like, I'd say like 90% of like relationship issues people have came to me with is like that. I mean, there is a reason like that, like, you know, people always talk about like the whole like, you know, main trick to surviving a relationship is just communication, right? It's like, it's a cliche for a reason. I think there's like something you said too about like people who like want any relationship for like the sake of being like a relationship. Like they don't really care for like about like the other person. It's like more like a status symbol, you know? That happens too. Or like sometimes like I think people change too, like, you know, and like I used to like not like believe about it, but like the whole drifting apart thing. You know, if like someone is like an activist, you know, like a political activist, like, and like that's like how they meet, is like they're out protesting or whatever, and then like the guy gets like red pilled, or like the girl's like, oh, I'm gonna be a trad wife now, or whatever, you know, like obviously like you don't have like the same morals that got you in that relationship in the first place. Situations like that definitely happen too. And I don't know like a good answer for like that one, you know, like that's a lot, you know. There's this subreddit called Relationship Advice. And, like, when you first, like, start reading it, like, you're like, holy shit, these people are, like, how the fuck are they in a relationship, like, you know? And then, like, the more you read it, you're like, I think these fucking people are just, like, making up stories for, like, internet clout. And, like, you read it more, and you're like, no, I think, like, there's, like, a small percent of people that are just have these fucking weird quirks, you know? It's like that graph, like where it's just like, you know, kind of like a hill. And it just like gradually goes up. It's just like believing it, not believing it, believing it, you know. How I like mark that graph for that. Yeah. Anyways, as a change of subject, so I recently got back into like listening to what they call Midwest emo, and I always like thought like the whole like Midwest emo thing was like a meme, like it was like a subset of like indie slash emo slash punk or whatever. But then like come to find out that like no, like people like it's like an actual type of genre now, and it's like basically categorized like where it's like emotional, like lyrics, like over like precise guitar work. And it's like when I first like, you know, started like looking into it again, I kind of thought like hotel books, which I really liked hotel books for like a couple of years of my life. Well, I guess they're just like emo technically. But like people like make these like playlists, and it's just like it'll be like a picture of like a highway, like people driving on a highway, or like a house, and then like they make these like playlists of like these Midwest emo songs, and it's just like I don't know, it's like comforting because it's like it really reminds me like back in the day, like where you'd make like these like mixtape CDs. And like, at least I tried to like make it like where like the songs like flowed into like on each other, like either thematically or like musically. And then like they also do like a thing like where they sit there and sample like movies or whatever. So like for whatever reason, like Michael Cera and Juno is like a key part of like Midwest emo. So like there's like a couple songs that are based off of Juno, and a lot of like those mixtapes like feature those songs with the quote from Juno. It's funny though, because I remember like my brother like listening to like some of those bands, like I can't think of like the one that keeps like pop, like the most famous like one, like it's like I want to say it's like Friday Night Lights or something like that. I swear it's like an F to start with, but anyways. That's like one of the more popular ones, Tiny Moving Parts, like which I like listen to quite a bit of. Modern Baseball, who I've actually seen live before, funny enough, because they played with Wonder Years. What? Wait, what? What? I'm so confused. I've never seen those two Golvumers spawn there. It's always two Golvumer and a Milkweed. That time was 4. This quest is fucking weird, man. The reason I say that is because, like, sometimes, like, this, Pain Arms, like, doesn't spawn, like, right away. And then, like, there's, like, another area, like, it's similar to this room. Like, where you only have to kill, like, 1 or 2 mobs, and then, like, you can, like leave the room. But if you turn around, there's a Volmer, Golvumer, and a Nano Dragon that all spawn. And then, like, this one, too, like, you destroy any of these boxes and, like, all those guys spawn. It's just, like, makes you, like, want to destroy, like, every box and, like, and, like, the... Okay, so, like, I swear, like, I ran into, like, an additional Pan Arms on one run. And, like, when I tried to, like, trigger it, like, the next time, like, I couldn't, like, get it to trigger. And, like, now I'm, like, wondering if I just, like, didn't, like, run, like, on the spot, like, to trigger it, whatever. I do know, like, another slime and, like, a bunch of Volmers will spawn, like, if you go, like, in that room to the north here. But we don't... I mean, we need slimes, but I don't think it's worth it. Technically, we don't need Pan Arms either, but since I lost that bod, I'm still splitting them to try to get, like, another Cure Confused, just to prove the legitimacy. This room right here. So you killed these two guys, right? And then technically, like, that door is open already, right? So we go in here, and then 2 guys spawn, right? And I don't know exactly when it happens, but this guy will spawn, right? I swear, like, a Pan Arm spawned in here, too. But as you can see, like, there's no Pan Arms. And it's kind of the points like where I think I went in this room and like turned around completely or something like that. I can't remember. I wonder if Dolly would know about this. I don't know who else like to ask about it. I just realized when you're like, I've never tried an app, I should have been like a smartest and be like, you never tried like cheese sticks or anything like that? Or nachos? What are you talking about? Or like, you never tried any app? Like, you never tried... I don't know, I can't even think of like a good app. I feel like every app is like shit to varying like the levels, you know? You ever tried the Netflix app? You've always like used the browser? What the fuck? It's like, you should try the Twitch app. It's a... Actually, I can't recommend the Twitch app either. Because, certain things don't work on the Twitch app that do work on the browser version of Twitch, so... Even that's kind of like... Oh. Nice. I was worried that it's too close to split. Oops. We almost botched that really bad, but we recovered really well. This is another like really weird thing about this. Like the exit's like right there, so you can just like turn it and take the exit. But again, you destroy those two boxes. And then look at two Golvemers and a Milkweed spawn. This is probably not worth it to keep. Wait. No, because the one we used to have was better than that. I'm gonna run around like different areas of this map now to try to spawn some stuff. To see if that paint arm spawns. But it's gonna drive me fucking wild if I don't. This is a trap, by the way. And see, I swear, like, I've, like, walked all the four corners of here. That's two Volmers up there. I wonder if it's, like, based off the Volmer. Like, killing the Volmers. That could be it. What is that? Oh, healing ring. You know, just for clarity's sake, we're gonna open up this too. Bong. If you're curious, like, why I hugged that right side, that's why. It's like an instant trap you can't do anything about. Oh. How do I mind? Attack buff. The other thing I could technically do is, I don't think this map does it at all, but there's some maps that you can, like, walk through these. This is the room where that additional thing spawned. The additional Goldwalmer spawned. I can't imagine it's anything more than like a quadrant spawn. Or a box spawn. Honestly, what I think happened is, like, I think I thought I killed this guy or whatever, and I didn't, so, like, when he popped up, I got confused or whatever. There's a heal trap here. Look at the percents on that. 20, 30, 30. Yeah, I think this is a dud. Doing this, running around the whole map. Yeah, this is a waste. Yeah, I have no idea, like... What I should have done is, like, gone through my, my VOD. I don't really think anything of it. I'll be right back real quick. I'm gonna use the restroom to get a drink. I just put my headphones over my headphones. I was not thinking. Damn it. I knew that was gonna fucking happen. This. I don't know why, like, controllers / athletic shorts are like, there's nothing, okay. Controllers and athletic shorts are like the slipperiest thing, like in combination. Like every time I set my controller, I'll move like an inch, and then it's like, Geronimo! I should have done this like while I was AFK. Checking my Melvaridal characters. I think I'm out of crafting materials. It's like an hour and a half. I'll be like out of mastery, like my mastery capped. So theoretically, like if I want to be like 100% efficient, I should check like every hour and like half. I guess it's like less for. Well, oh, never mind. It's because I'm not successful 100% time thieving. Dude, what? What is this? Got one more character to check. And him I don't really need to check. Well, I do need to check because I need to see how much food he's consuming. It says 23 per hour. Okay. Out of that. Close out of that. And we're back. I think I'm gonna count the Golvemers, by the way, this run. So that was 1. No, time loss. I should be counting the Melt Peaks instead, because that's like what we're doing this quest for, but... Two, 3, 4, 5. It's... Even with that time loss, we didn't have to rebuff. Usually it's a rebuff before that guy. Seven, 8, 9, 10. That's it for Caves 1. Might be more, but like the route we take, there's only 10. Just gonna put that in chat actually, just so I can remember easier. What is that? Clips Leader 1? Never seen that before. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 'Messed up. That was sloppy, man. That was sloppy from the get-go, but whatever. Oh, that was a bad time for that to fall off. No! I'm sorry, I was sitting there trying to text while walking. Clearly didn't work out well. 9. I kind of thought there'd be more in Cage 2. C210. Definitely 2 in this room, I think. Yeah. 3 in this room. 5, 6, 7. Cool. So there's definitely more in Caves 3, which I mean, I assumed there was. Caves 3 is just like way more enemy dense. Caves 1 and 2. This is that weird room. We're just gonna go over here. Okay, there they are. I don't exactly know what's triggering it. 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, 13. Why are you spawning? What the heck? How did I not trigger those on the way up? I probably should have waited to do that until I split them, but whatever. Come on, buddy. What are you doing? There you go. 15. Not very often I miss, man. Sixteen. 17. Oh, get away. You son of a bitch. Oh my god. I like it just spawned on top of me. 18, 19. C3, 19. Go ball. What is that? Fucking 49, 39. I guess let's count the milk weeks this time. Come on. That was weird. Oh my gosh. Really? Dude, that must have been like right at the edge of his range. Oh yeah, I should have picked up that Star Atomizer because I have to keep my mag now. I get mad about like dying to Megan, but like it's really dumb because like I have like 20 escape dolls, and it's after like deleting so many of them. Look, buddy, that's the amount of Golemers I'm killing. Okay, I understand there's probably more, but that's how many I'm killing. Also, I know where some of those are missing from. Because I don't go, like, Caves 1 I don't clear. I can actually show you, like, which way. When I get there in a second. Also, I just discovered 2 more, like, 2 runs ago. Because, like, long story short, it's a square room, and I wasn't, like, running into, like, the lower right quadrant of the room, which I think that's, like, the trigger for the they they just never spawned before. And I think there's a Panarms that's like that, too, that has, like, a weird trigger, but, like, I ran around the whole map again and couldn't get the trigger again. So, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not too worried about the Panarms, but I am worried about the other ones. This quest has some like weird triggers, is my point. And also, optional pass that I'm not going to go down for the sake of speed. Okay, well there's one of them. Wait, 15? So you're saying all of the ones I'm missing are in Caves 1 and Caves 2? Siri, go away. I don't know where they'd be in Caves 2. Actually, I do. I have an idea. No, I know where they are. I'm stupid. I know exactly where they are. I know exactly where they are. Because I was killing them like a couple days ago. It's like that room like where it's like I kept saying like every time I go in there it's right, 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 left. Because like that's like the pressure plates. I don't know why I stopped going that room. Honestly, like I'm like way over parity of Golmers anyways at this point, and like probably under parity of Milkweed still. No, this is probably where that Golem is, by the way. This room right here, for Caves 1. There's also paint arms in here. No, it's not here. I don't fucking know then. Could be in this next room. I got another red slicer today, Ios. And then I think I've gotten, what, 2 guilty lights? On the slicer now. I dropped it, actually. So I think I have like 2 or 3 of them in my bank already. Dude, I did find a 50% hit guilty light yesterday. Oh, look at guilty light number 3. 0% across the board. Cool. The problem going like the other way is like you skip this room, and I think there's gold Volmers in this room. Yeah. So it's like 1 paint on for 2 gold Volmers. Not really worth it. I think that's in this room. And then there's nothing in this room. Yeah. I don't know where that other... the Ulvermer is, then. I know there's a room up here I skipped, and one up here, but I thought that was just boxes. Yeah, I didn't even tech that guilty light though, since I can't use it. Oh, I did find like another demo comment the other day too, which has more like hit percent than like other ones. But like the one I have currently has higher beast percent, case percent. Yeah, no, I already got out of my way for this Golvimer. That's like the only thing that spawns in that whole room. I just go in there, kill the Golvimer, and turn around. It's just a bunch of Bulmers other than that. Have no fear, sense it in your feet. My feet are very cold right now because I'm not wearing my slippers like I should be. That'd be like a really good saying, like if I was farming for secure feet. $10.75, big damage. It's so nice when those guys cooperate. I am curious, like, if anyone knows, like, if, like, when you split them, if they're capable of dropping, like, a rare. This game's got some, like, quirks like that. I wouldn't be surprised, like, one way or the other, you know? Sometimes I wish my controller had notches on it, so I could, like, run straight better. Like the GameCube controllers do. No, this is, like, where I kept skipping, which has, like, the 4 Vulmers. And I don't know if it's... not Vulmers, Gold Vulmers, which I don't know if it's worth it, but see, like, right, left. And it's like literally like the first 4 mobs in this room. It'll be 2 and 2. And you can just turn around because if you go in that other room, it's just boxes. You can turn around and there's more Vulmers that spawn. Like, not gold Vulmers, like normal Vulmers. It's probably worth it, honestly, because there's 4 of them. If it was like 1, maybe it wouldn't be worth it, but there's 4. Also, welcome in, Supersonic. It's been a minute. Mostly my fault, it's been a minute, but... because I haven't streamed in forever. Literally, I counted. Like, I went back and counted since, like, the last VOD. It's, like, literally been forever. It might have been 5 ever, actually. Slightly longer than 4 ever. Roughly how long it's been since I've had a drop. Speaking of which, you haven't been here in a minute. So I'm going on vacation. It's supposed to be on Monday, but now it's looking like Thursday, maybe Friday. But when I get back, I want to do a streaming marathon, at least 24 hours straight of PSO, just PSO. Just figured I'd give you a heads up. That's something you're interested in. Originally it was going to be like a subathon thing. I don't think I'm going to do a subathon anymore. It seems, like, the more I think about it, I just, like, don't like that idea. Because I'm not, like, streaming full-time. I'm not trying to be a full-time streamer. As novel as the idea is, it just doesn't feel right. Go spend your money on someone else. If that's your prerogative. Also, I had to reinstall OBS, so I have like a notification feed now, an activity feed. I do have that now. I figured out how to re-add that to OBS. But as far as stuff popping up on stream, that does not exist. Which I did have a follower yesterday, and like once I added that, I kind of felt bad. Some people don't like the recognition or whatever, but This room right here. Right here. If you're still in here, Ios. I'll show you this. Because it confused the fuck out of me, alright? This is like how I'm going to play this room, right? Walk in, start shooting, pew-pew, pew-pew, pew-pew. Pretty self-explanatory, right? So then, from here, I go up here in that room, right? But whatever reason, I went over here. And look, 2 more Goldwormers. Just randomly. And the thing is, like, I know, like, if once I go up here, like, 2 Milkweeds spawn over there, right? But, like, I was, like, never in that lower right quadrant of this room. So, like, that literally happened, like, 2 runs ago, like, where... just discovered those things for the first time. Dang it, I didn't mean to hit that, whatever. Good job, man, on Dragon. So ferocious. And I do know about this Pan Arms. I'll take that. And I do know about these Milkweeds. I'm probably gonna do one more run after this, just FYI. And then call it a night. And I might be back later, but I really do need to get my like sleep back on track. So don't expect me tonight. Let's put it that way. Or really just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna actually, yeah, like, I'm not streaming tonight. Never mind. I'll read a graphic novel or something. Watch a movie. If I can't fall asleep. I also know there's a slime that you can spawn if you go up in that room up top there, but... It's weird because I don't think, like... So, like, either, like, splitting them lets, like, the red box drop, and I'm, like, way over parity, or splitting them doesn't count, and I'm, like, way under parity. But, like, there's, like, no reason to believe that, like, the splitting shouldn't count, right? It's not like the Death Gunners that have, like, a different name, you know? And have, like, 0 drops. The other weird thing about this map is this room. And I, like, ran around it and everything. But doors open, right? Go in here. Oh. 2 more mobs spawn. And there's actually like a nano dragon that'll spawn down here too. Somewhere. Yeah, right here. I don't know. Peculiar. I don't know why I pick up these Gladiuses. I have like a decent one for like what I want it for. I just can't imagine like ever being in a situation like where I use it. Lit. Camera, please. Really? The other one's not gonna pop? Bro, you guys are trolling right now. Bam the shit out of Roberta, I guess. I don't know. Bro. This is like the sloppiest I've ever done this group of mobs. I lost one of them at least. That's the other thing. I don't know if like they can drop stuff when like friendly fire. God, dude. Camera. I don't understand this playlist. it's like a Discover like weekly playlist, like on Tidal, but like it's showing me stuff that like I have saved. So it's like, I can't discover something I already have saved. I don't know, man. Yeah, like I said, this will be my last run for the night. This is run number 6, if you're curious, for tonight. And like run number like 7,221 total of Soul of the Blacksmith. Slightly facetious. Good news is, next time we play, we'll level up. This quest gives like 70,000 experience. How did I not get hit by that? I went in... whatever. It was red when I went into it. You know, I think, like, for those, like, 4 Goldwormers, I think I decided, like, doing, like, against that, because, like... It's, like, a 1450 drop or something like that for the Goldwormer. And there's 44 Goldwormers on this quest, and 25 Milkpigs, according to Ios. And, like, think about that first. And, like, the Red Sword drops, like, 1 in 2100. So, like, literally... It should be like 2 Goldwormer drops by the time you get like the right sword. So I just didn't think it was like worth it to go out of my way for any Goldwormer. And I think there's like a better quest for Goldwormers technically. Like I know there's a better slime quest. Wow. That was like itching my eye and did not realize I whiffed. Triple miss? Really? Huh. I'm gonna say that was a glitch of some sort. Game mechanic of some sort. I do that like every time, like where I walk along the lava crack. Dude, so I was watching like YouTube last night, like as I do, and this video came up where it's like talking about like the biggest jumps in like difficulty for games. And the thumbnail, I thought it was like the Anor Londo from Dark Souls 3. I don't know if I can't think it was called like actual Anor Londo, but anyways, it's Anor Londo. It's just there's weird time shit happening like lore wise. But it ended up being Code Vein, and it's funny because that's like one of the few Souls-likes I haven't played. And then, like, on top of that, like, I've watched people play that game quite a bit, but for, like, whatever reason, like, every time I was watching people play that game, they were always, like, in the same area, which is just, like, this, like, very whitewashed cathedral-type deal. And I was just like, man, did they just really steal, like, Anor Londo from Dark Souls? Is that what's going on here? And then, like, so yeah, the guy, like, the video is, like, literally about, like, that area being, like, one of the biggest, like, jumps in difficulty, like, of any game that he's experienced. And, he's like, you think it's, like, you know, like, way deep in the game, and, like, you know, but it's really, like, the second area you go to. And, like, he's like, you know, I beat the game, like, 25 hours now, and literally 6 of those hours are in this area. And I was like, so it's literally like almost like a quarter of like the area of like the game time is like in this like one area. I guess like the issue is that it's like a huge like labyrinth. Like it's like a 3D like areas and everything. But like the map is in 2D, so it shows you like where you've been, but like really it's like misleading because like you actually haven't been like where it says you've been because it's, you know, the whole 2D versus 3D like map. And then on top of that, like the enemies are like, this is just like me paraphrasing the video because like, you know, I haven't played the game myself, but like there's a huge jump in HP and damage that they do. It's a huge like damage jump. And on top of that, like one of the main enemies puts a shield on himself, and another main enemy like can teleport to you, so you can't like even like run past them or whatever. I'm assuming that guy made that video though, because like the second one just came out recently, or comes out soon, the Code Vein. But like honestly, like after like watching like more of that video, like I kind of like want to play it like less. And it could be like one of those like things like where like the videos like kind of misleading. But like this, the combat like doesn't. It's Souls-like combat, but it's like not. It's really weird. And it's also like very party-based, like where if you die, like your partner will like res you, and you're supposed to like res your partner if they die. I don't know. It's also very anime, like more anime than I thought it was. Because I thought it was just like an anime setting and anime characters, whatever. But no, there's like anime cutscenes and stuff too. Yeah, I don't think you can split. like, do that extra split thing if he gets frozen. I kind of have to, like, vicariously, like, live through, like, YouTube videos, like, when doing stuff like this challenge. Because, like, it's like back like when I was, like, playing, like, World of Warcraft. You just, when you're spending, like, all your free time on, like, one game, because it's, like, you know, thousands of hours, like, you kind of, like, miss out, like, on, like, a lot of different gaming experiences. So it's, like, kind of, like, nice, like, those videos exist, and, like, they can, like, kind of, like, catch you up in a way of these gaming experiences that you might have missed. I commented on there that this, I think it's the first Lord or second Lord on Tales of Arise. Like, that was, like, one of the biggest jumps in difficulty I've experienced in, like, a long time. Because you basically can, like, hack and slash your way through the game up until that point, and then you have to, like, actually use a couple different systems in the game at that point. Like, it forces you to actually set up your team properly to, you know, heal and support and tank and all that stuff. I also didn't realize that, like, that is, like, a genre of game. Like the anime, like, hack and slash, where you have, like, a small party. There's all sorts of those things out there, like that Ni no Kuni's, like, kind of similar. I can't think of any other off the top of my head, but they pop up quite a bit on my Steam recommendations. Another one of the videos that, like, that guy had for, like, jumps of difficulty is a game I've never heard of. I can't think of the name of it now. But it was, like, it was a DS game first. Like, they made 2 DS games, and then they made a, like, a GameCube game. And it was, like, this game, like, looked really cool, okay. And I was like, how have I not heard of this? Because this game, like, looks really cool to me. But it's... you can, like, go around, like, attacking, like, with a sword or, like, a huge hammer. I think you also have, like, Pokemon, basically, that you, like, level up and evolve that help you out. And, like, there's, like, reviews of the game that kind of, like, dunk on it, because I guess, like, all the bosses are pretty similar. And, like, the one boss that you think is going to be, like, different is, like, a cop-out. It's actually just a cutscene. But people, like, speak fondly of the game. Of, like, collecting, like, the little creatures and the, like, the action RPG combat. I don't know, once I get my hand held, I might, like, play that. Since it's, like, supposed to, like, run, like, GameCube fine. I got, like, a shipping notification the other day for that. But I think it's shipping from China. Or Japan. So it's probably gonna be, like, a while before I actually get it. Yeah, I read, was it volume... Yeah, volume 2 of Low. I finished that last night. I really like that graphic novel. It's kind of like weird, like it's at spots, but like it's like a good weird. Like this girl's like riding like this like giant polar bear type thing, and then like it gets like destroyed, and it's like a robot, and it was like I thought it was like an actual polar bear. I don't know, or like a polar bear type creature, and I was just like, why would you make the robot like a polar bear? I don't know. It's just like delightfully weird like that. It's very explicit though, just if you're not like not very like I mean there's nudity in it, but like it's not really like explicit like sex wise, but like it's very like violent at times. Yep, still on the offline journey. 100 out of 136 drops. We have 3 left in the caves. Technically, we only have 1 left in the caves, because the other have alternate drops, but the caves is like the best for those as well. So I think one's like an episode 2 variant, like one's like a way worse drop rate in episode 1 on like a lower difficulty if I remember right. But yeah, these guys have a drop. It's like 1 in like 1800, something like that. The Goldwormers have a drop. That's like 1 in like 1450. And then the Milkweek is really what we're targeting with this quest. This is like the best quest for Milkweeks, and that's like a 1 in 2100 drop. The red sword. 25 levels from max, indeed. Almost 24. I can't remember like the halfway point, but we're like... I think we're like... what, 550 hours, somewhere around there? It's amusing because Dolphin started counting like your playtime. And I'm just like, bro, you're like 500 hours like late and counting the playtime, right? I fully expect, and this might be like me being like optimistic, but I fully expect to be on like the Psycho 1 grind when I hit 200. Like the way like the curve like works, you know? I can't imagine like this grind's gonna like last like much longer, you know, in caves. Like I say like by like 180, I think we'll be out of caves. Cause like we're over parity on Golemers. We're right around parity for the slimes, because I wasn't splitting them to start off with. And like the Milkweeks, we're probably below parity. But I'm not exactly positive. It'd be like, what, like 80 runs would be parity? Because 100 runs would be 2,500. Be like 82 runs or something like that. And like, you know, today I'm doing 6 runs. I can do like a run every 30 minutes, basically, like on this. So you can like just go through like the past, what, 6 days or whatever. So yeah, I think by 180 we'll be out of here, and then like 195 we'll be out of mines. Like the worst one in there is the Real Agito, like the one in 22,000 from Sinnoh Reds. But like, it's hard to say because like I know it, like the EXP curves up like crazy. I just like I've never like this is my highest level character I've ever had in PSO. So I don't know like the extent of the craziness of the curves. I just like know like that one Japanese or Asian or Chinese dude on YouTube that like. Dude, he was like 198 for like so long, like on his one Ray Marl. So that's like my only reference point, you know? And I know, like, I could, like, level up quicker. And so, like, because, like... It's quicker, like, to do boss runs. It's like why people do TTF. But this quest isn't bad for, like, experience. It's very enemy dense for, Caves 3. Bro, get away from the wall. That's convenient. Bro, come on. The way these guys flank you is like crazy. I've never seen like anything like it's so crazy in a game. I really wish there was a less Volmers on this quest, though. I feel like there's like 100 of them. How that what? Nice. I didn't think it was gonna split because I thought it was too close to the wall. My god, there's too many. Why are you all standing up, too? I think I lost one. Friendly fire again. I really wish I had like a good like pole arm instead of these guys. Instead of a sword. I actually need the escape doll. I guess that's it for me tonight. You think anything worthwhile? We'll definitely level up next time we stream, which will probably be tomorrow. We'll put needles in their skanks. Thanks for being here. It's nice having chatters again. 2 days in a row. 2 streams in a row, I should say. I will see you sometime. Bye!